Well, we all know that Zirkzee is on the short list of the strikers that Arsenal want to sign this summer transfer window. And guess what? He has come out and spoken on his Arsenal transfer or any other club where he's going to be playing for next season. Welcome to the it's the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Third video of the day. Hope you guys have gone here to enjoy the previous time, and this is what we do here on a daily. And this channel brings you news from other teams apart from Manchester United, and you know, to eat that, if you want to get content about Manchester United, United Matters channel is where to be. And for that, you know that it's all about United, Erik ten Hag, sack him or leave him. Fans of Manchester United are like, you should keep Erik ten Hag, right? You should keep Erik ten Hag. You understand? And others are like, the body's like, we've gone ahead to make a decision. A review is made. Erik ten Hag is gonna be sacked. And I tell you, 95% chance Erik ten Hag is not going to be the manager of Manchester United. To really get know more about that vibe, better come to the United Matters channel. Now, here we are talking about the new coach of Chelsea, who is gonna be McKenna is out of the race. Xavi is out of the race, and looks like there is a coach that Chelsea is zeroing into who's been at the championship in there for you. And Xavi has gone ahead to come out and really issue a very huge warning to the guy called Hansi, who is coming in through to manage the side of Chelsea. Sorry, the side of Barcelona. That he should really take concern, because if he doesn't take concern, the job is really gonna be hard. If he thought it was gonna be an easy walk through the park, it's not gonna be easy. He has promised to him that it's gonna be a bumpy ride, and he has to really expect that. Now, this is the channel that brings you your latest information. This is the channel that brings you your latest news in here for you. And I would like to let you know that we thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. And let's see close to 300 likes. Smash on this video. Zirkzee is one of those strikers that Arsenal is looking at. The list is of like 5-6. There is Gyökeres, there is Zirkzee, there is Oli Watkins, Santiago Jimenez, there is I've seen even Girassi. I've gone ahead obviously look at Vlahovic and very many others. You understand? Those are the strikers that Arsenal are looking at. And now Zirkzee, a man who has been at Bologna and he has gone ahead to score very many goals this season, has come out and vocalized his thoughts on his future. He said, at the moment, my head is only in Bologna. I want to recover from injury and have some nice holidays in the United States with my childhood friends, and then we'll see what happens. Asked on his future, he said, I would choose the best for the club. I would only do what makes sense in my heart. Now, if a player comes out and really says what makes sense in her heart, it's like he has gone ahead to really there an open canvas that is really clean, and the markers are there, and you can write whatever you want. Now, when you look at Arsenal wanting this striker, it's really huge. But the striker is like telling them, I'm gonna do what makes my heart happy. And what exactly makes his heart happy, no one knows. But you can obviously come out with what we call the common knowledge or the public knowledge. You know, Juventus wants to sign him, and it's where his former manager Thiago Motta is at right now. Thiago Motta has been the manager of Zirkzee at Bologna, and we all know that most players don't want to disappoint their former managers, because it's like he's gonna get him ample playing time. But at Juventus, there is a guy called Vlahovic, and Vlahovic is really one of the best strikers in the world, and he really scored a goal that saw Juventus win their trophy. And I know when the new manager was coming in through at Juventus, I think some of the players he was told to obviously have in his plans are Vlahovic. They're going to be playing in the Champions League. Now, when you look at Arsenal, they don't have a number 9, and the space is there for him. Even if he comes in through and doesn't be part of the starting 11 of Arsenal, trust me, when he comes off the bench, he will move the world. And Arteta is a manager who has proven that he picks players on merit, not based on favoritism. Because if favoritism was what he picks on players, then on every day, Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko would have gone ahead to be into his starting 11 of Arsenal. But you've gone ahead to see to it that if there are players that have gone ahead to play limited time at the club of Arsenal and really played very many minutes last season, it's Zinchenko and Jesus. Yet he knows them very well, as he was with them at Man City for very many years, like 4 years together at the side of City. So it shows you that Zirkzee can get into the club of Arsenal. You know, Manchester United is also in, but for Manchester United, I really doubt they are going in for Zirkzee because they still have a lot to handle. You know, Manchester United are prioritizing its central defender, a midfielder, and a winger, plus a striker. So I don't know what their plan is. I think their plan will be getting the central defender first. After getting in a central defender, then they'll obviously go in and get in a CDM and maybe an Olise in there for you, and then they'll find themselves in a scenario of really getting in a center forward. So Zirkzee says, I'm gonna do the best for my heart, right? If he's gonna do the best for his heart, then the rest is history, because we don't know what lies at the bottom of his heart. When I was doing the last video about Zirkzee, Joshua Zirkzee on this channel, I hinted about his fellow Dutchman that plays for Arsenal, known as Julian Timber, on how he can come in through and obviously become a very huge influencing factor for him to join Arsenal. You understand? But it will have to depend on whether Arsenal are really going in for him. I've always told Arsenal fans that Zirkzee is a very good striker, but most people haven't gone ahead to watch the Serie A a lot. If they had gone ahead to watch the Serie A on a very huge occasion, or on several occasions, they would have gone ahead to know how Zirkzee is. I'm waiting for the official announcement of the Dutch national team that is going to be playing in the Euros, and I know Zirkzee is going to be part. You get? If Zirkzee is part, you are going to be having a chance to see Zirkzee play for his national team. And I think most of you, you'll obviously have to come in through and do the needful. But I've been told that Bologna top goal scorer Joshua Zirkzee will not feature at the Euros 2024 tournament in Germany after being left out by Ronald Koeman provisional starting hand squad. And that is really bad, because no striker, no Dutch striker is going to hit to score goals like this guy is going to hit to score. So you are going to miss out onto him on that. But Arsenal has been scouting this guy. They've been scouting Gyökeres. They've been scouting Oli Watkins. They've been scouting Santiago Jimenez. They've been scouting Victor Gyökeres. They've been scouting Benjamin Sesko and very many others. And if they cannot get in Ishak, I think it's either Zirkzee or Benjamin Sesko for me, because of what these two really bring to your table. They are really good, and they've gonna hit to obviously do lots of things that have gonna hit to entice most of me. I really love those two strikers. They are still young, they are energetic, and they have really beautiful skill set. And I think if they came in through, if all these strikers were on the market last summer, the team I support, Manchester United, wouldn't have gone ahead to pay £72 million for Rasmus Højlund, because they would have gone in for Zirkzee for £45 million. Benjamin Sesko is 56, you understand? And that is an absolute bargain if at all you get in Zirkzee at that amount of money. But I told you, for Zirkzee, there is Bayern Munich in the queue. They might obviously want to take him back. You know, there is a buyback clause for Bayern Munich. And if at all Bologna sells, 40% of the sale goes to Bayern Munich. And if at all I'm Joshua Zirkzee, I would have to look at the scenario in which Victor Osimhen is in. Last season, Victor Osimhen was almost the best striker in Europe. He was on fire in the Champions League, even in the league at home. That's why he went ahead to obviously extend his contract and put out the buyout clause that will be triggered this summer, expecting lots of things to happen. Yet the manager who knew him in and out had left. When the manager left, you know what happened? He has only gone ahead to score, I think, is it 17 goals this season in all competitions, meaning that no team can come out and pay that amount of money that they want. 120 million euros, that is 105 million pounds for the side of Napoli. That's what they want for this young man. So if I'm Zirkzee, this is the right time to make a big move. You go to Arsenal, you are into the spotlight, and you won't miss out onto the team of Dutch that's going to be playing in the World Cup, because if they have not gone ahead to consider him to play in the Euros, that means if he doesn't make a right choice, he's going to miss out on the World Cup. That is it. So we wait and see what choice Zirkzee is going to make, but has gone ahead and spoken out on his transfer to Arsenal and to any other team that really needs him available. So that's what we had for you for Joshua Zirkzee. He has gone ahead to speak out on his future. Now, Fabrizio Romano has a hint onto Chelsea. Kylian McKenna, right? People have been obviously throwing Kylian McKenna all over that he's really a very good manager. He can do the needful. He's topping the list of Manchester United and Chelsea to replace Erik ten Hag and Pochettino respectively. And I was like, Jesus Christ, why are people so blindfolded by this McKenna guy who is not even tested in the Premier League? He was at Manchester United. He was working under Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He never stood on the touchline to obviously make decisions. Even when Ralf Rangnick was sacked, even when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked, I think the two games that Michael Carrick managed, McKenna was not seen as a capable guy to manage Manchester United. It was Michael Carrick doing the interim role, and McKenna was deputizing him. You understand? And Carrick managed the game of Villarreal away. Man United won by 2-0. Then he managed the game of Arsenal, and we beat Arsenal by 3-2. Then he managed the game of Chelsea. It ended 1-1. So that is Michael Carrick for you. And McKenna couldn't obviously come close to being an interim manager at the club of Manchester United. And I'm so shocked that Chelsea are really looking at him, and I'm really excited that Chelsea have gone past him. And we've been told by Fabrizio Romano that Chelsea have informed Kylian McKenna on Sunday night that he was no longer in the race to head coach job. In the race for head coach job. Direct call from Chelsea hierarchy. Brighton want an answer from McKenna this week. Ruben Amorim never been in talks with Chelsea despite links. Now, I like this. You know, this is why I hate the English media. If you don't hold what we call a British passport, you are really put into or thrown into the tunnels. You know, you are thrown down there into the mud as if you are not a human. McKenna has just gone ahead to really get his team from the Championship to the Premier League, and the English are like, he's the best manager alive. You can't tell me that if I told you are Chelsea or Manchester United, you are going in for Kylian McKenna. If you talk about Zirkzee, I'll hear. If you talk about Zirkzee, I'll really clean up my ear and pay it to you keenly to hear what you're talking about. But Kylian McKenna, I just block my ears. I just block them because that is total nonsense. This is a manager who is really unproven, and you are trying to replace him with Pochettino or Erik ten Hag. That is what we call incompetency of the highest order. And I'm just excited that Chelsea have gone ahead to find this, and I hope my club also, if they sack Erik ten Hag as it is in the pipeline, they shouldn't go in for Kylian McKenna. I think I would rather go Zirkzee. That is it. I would rather go Roberto Zirkzee, because I know he can obviously work out something great with the team of Manchester United and improve players, because we know how good he is. Yesterday night we brought you a story of Zirkzee in the race or leading the race, and right now it's no longer Zirkzee leading the race, and Fabrizio Romano has told us that it's now Enzo Maresca, you know, and he's set to agree a deal with Chelsea. So that's the latest happening from that side, but Kylian McKenna has been drawn off the list of those that can become the managers of Chelsea, something that I'm really excited about. And lastly, let's talk about Xavi. Yesterday played his last game for Barcelona, and I think they won against Sevilla, and finally he left a message behind for Hans Flick, the new manager of Barcelona. He said, I would love to tell the new coach that he will suffer and that he should be patient. It's a very complicated position. The only thing that will save the new coach is winning. Obviously, at Barcelona, if you don't win, it just ceases to make sense. That is it. At Barcelona, if you don't win, you cease to make sense. So, let no one lie to you that if you don't win at Barcelona, you can survive. You know, Xavi had gone ahead to obviously get himself a chance, but I think he knew to eat that. He had to keep his word. He had promised that I'm not going to be the manager of Barcelona next season, and he had to make things that annoy Laporte. He made statements that annoyed Laporte, and Laporte said I should sack this guy. And I think Xavi went ahead to intend it because he's a man who never wanted to eat his words, and he thought that there is no way for Barcelona. When he looked at the budget of Barcelona, they're supposed to be spending this summer transfer window. He was like, no way for this to happen. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I go by the names of Rokani David. Your thoughts on Zirkzee speaking out on his transfer to Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about McKenna out of the rest to become the Chelsea manager? And lastly, Xavi warning Hans Flick. Do you think he has gone ahead to tell him about something secretive that we never knew? Or this was a public secret that we all knew, that at Barcelona, if you don't win, obviously you get sacked. I'm out. See you later. And may the living to God bless you abundantly. For the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and let's see close to 300 likes. Smash on this video. Continue to subscribe because we want to hit 22,000 subscribers. And by the last time I checked, we had hit 21,000 subscribers and 21,200 subscribers. And now let's go to 21,300 subscribers. And I know by the end of this week, we might have hit 22,000, right? Let's continue to subscribe. Our target is simple: 40,000 subscribers before this summer transfer window ends. I know it will be ending in the first week of September. So guys, let's charge it up and reciprocate the love.